Will a triggering event in North Korea change what you are doing? I recently received an email from someone who expressed the following concern. I'm getting a bit antsy about a potential triggering event in North Korea that might lead to a wider situation, for which we as a nation are not yet ready. And here's the topic launched, a hypothetical. What if you came upon evidence that convinced you of a high likelihood that war would break out with North Korea, say, on July 4, 2017? What would you do now that's any different from what you have been doing? The latest in a series of threats to the U.S. from the leader of a nuclear power nation, North Korea has threatened to nuke the White House and reduce it to ashes as Kim Jong-un's regime bragged the days of the U.S. are now over, according to this report. A recent Fox News report states that North Korea is using the Yano-class submarine, a midget sub, the same sub that sank a 290-foot South Korean warship in 2010, killing over 40 sailors. When those midget subs are operating underwater, they are running on battery power, making themselves very quiet and hard to detect, said a U.S. defense official who declined to be identified. Only 2 countries in the world deploy the Yano-class submarine, North Korea and Iran. Midget subs operate in shallow waters where they can hide. Lucas Tomlinson, Jennifer Griffin, Fox News. One might hypothesize how a midget sub might carry a nuclear weapon undetected into a port to inflict mass casualties. Kim Jong-un has apparently been readying for yet another nuclear test and has defied the recent efforts of the U.S. and China to stop them. Is North Korea a potential train wreck in motion? The senior U.S. Navy officer overseeing military operations in the Pacific told lawmakers that the North Korean crisis is the worst he's seen. The crisis on the Korean peninsula is real, the worst I've seen, said Commander of U.S. Pacific Command Admiral Harry B. Harris, Jr. This morning's headlines from Breitbart. Congressional expert, North Korea prepping EMP catastrophe aimed at U.S. homefront. The April 29 missile launch looks suspiciously like practice for an EMP attack, Pryor wrote. The missile was fired on a lofted trajectory, to maximize, not range, but climbing to high altitude as quickly as possible, where it was successfully fused and detonated, testing everything but an actual nuclear warhead. Note, back during 2013 I wrote about the Kwangmyongsong 32, kilometers 32, North Korean satellite, orbiting at approximately 300 miles altitude, perfect for EMP detonation for maximum range and damage. I could go on with reports of what has been happening regarding this crisis, but many of you already know and are following news sources and reports. The question here today is this: if you became convinced that war would break out with North Korea on a certain date, or close proximity, would you do anything different than what you are already doing?